All right, we need to do some actual work here because I brought this thing down here to work on it, and I haven't done anything so far other than just back it in here and then move it out and back it back in again. So we need to get started on this project right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man. This here is the old Junkyard Super 77, and it's something else, you know. I think the block is it finally starting to leak? It hasn't leaked this entire time, and it's finally starting to leak, maybe. But we'll address that later on down the line, because we'll probably end up putting new sleeves and pistons in this eventually. But for now, I would just like it to be more complete and, let's say, drivable, where I could hop on and move it around and that kind of thing. So, yeah, because it's got many issues that it's going to need. A manifold. This manifold is getting worse all the time. Cracked. There's different things. But one thing I got in the mail finally to complete or help complete it is an air cleaner. So we're going to try to mount that in there and hope that that's good. It looks kind of big to me. I hope this isn't one off of an 88. I hope the seller knew what they were doing, because it's harder to tell in the pictures. They're supposed to, I think this comes in a different place on the other ones, but yeah, I was looking at that and then trying to decide if I want to, how I want to proceed here. Do I want to just slap it on, or do I want to try to clean that up a little bit first? I mean, if I clean it up a little bit first, I'll be standing in the sun. Also, I don't have my extension cord to run the air compressor because it's at the fair. So it may just be a scraper down kind of deal and see what happens. Let's just make it a little better. I mean, just so there's no rust that catches stuff, you know, like the governor linkage. I really don't see any need to paint this block right now. I like to paint things when I clean them up, but this is going to be coming apart, so there's really no need to waste any green paint on that. This will be one of those to just, we'll have it waiting in the wings, ready to do something to it sometime. But sure, magician's helper there, it's working. About satisfied that that's going to be as good as it's going to be right now. Oh man, those are tight for, I thought I just put them on finger tight, but, and I got to think about this. I think this is the kind of deal where it has to be a wrench. I don't think I can get a socket in there when you put, I mean, we can do it now to get them off, but I don't think you have, yeah, you don't have room back here. And I'm pretty sure that's a 5/8, because it's 3/8 stud, but it takes a 5/8 wrench because they're fatter. So as I was saying, it takes an adjustable wrench, because that's what we can find. These are very sad, because like I said, it had a perfect air cleaner on it, and during the loading process it had a boo-boo, as in an ex-Amish loader operator flipping it upside down. There we go. That pretty well tucks in there. Nice like. Whoa, flying creature. They must have a nest under the dash. Or not under the dash, but under the hood, is what I'm trying to say. You know what? A guy owns ratcheting wrenches for a reason. Let me get one of those. Oh, it's gonna be one of those where it's so loose it won't ratchet, but it's too tight to turn it by hand. Oh, I forgot I didn't put a Band-Aid on my boo-boo. Hope I keep it clean. All right. Well, that fits in there. It's obvious that this is not a Super 77 carburetor. That is a 77 carburetor, because that is a TSX 363. That just happened to be what I had laying around. But to be kosher, it really needs the bigger carburetor, and I think it has a bigger opening to mesh up with that more better, question mark. I can't remember, but at any rate, that just almost looks too big, but I guess it's right. Okie doke, what do we want to do next? Well, I'm thinking about carburetor now. I don't think I have one, because I'm sure that's why I put that on there. But then also I'm wondering, I can't remember if the manifold is different for the bigger carburetor, that maybe somebody has put an older manifold on. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. After a bit, or eventually, or another video, we need to take the hood off so we can put a valve cover gasket on, because right now it has no actual gasket on it, and that's why it's leaking oil all over itself, because it's imagination is the only thing keeping the oil in. Now I kind of feel like I want to put this together. So it would make good sense to clean it up first, this lid. I kind of started that process. 2 new boots. What did I do with all that stuff? Oh, it's down here. 2 new boots, and the levers and the springs all need to be ready to go before this happens. This has stayed surprisingly clean for being open all this time. Basically, what I mean open is no bolts in it. It was just hanging out, you know. I think I got the 2 long bolts here. Very dirty. Yeah, 2 long bolts. And then we'll need 2 short bolts, which have long since disappeared. But then I can have that all sealed up where I don't have to worry about stuff getting in there. So that's what I'm going to work on now. And what I'm going to work on is cleaning up this cover. And then we'll have to pop those plugs out. They were very good about putting plugs in every hole they took something off of, so that water didn't get into things. That was a smart move. So I'll get to working on that, and then we'll see what we can accomplish as far as that goes. All right, the lighting is not very good, but we're gonna make this happen. I got stuff cleaned up, and I think we can do the thing. So what you're gonna wanna do is put the camera immediately in the way, so you can't get to anything. Ooh, I almost forgot an important thing. Let me grab that first. I do not want to forget these springs. All right, got bugs in my face. I'm gonna use a little of the old number 2. That's way too much. We'll spread it out here in a minute. I mean, we're reusing a very sad and old gasket, so I feel like a little helper stuff is in order. Come on. I'm not real sure how this is gonna be. Well, I do know how this is gonna be. Dum-dum, that's why you didn't put the boots on to start with. I was gonna go like that, and then wait a minute here. Something ain't right. Gotta see in there what's going on. There we go. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, because this is kind of a odd situation I find myself in. I don't think I've ever had a cover off of the tractor this way. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Obviously, they had to be able to do it because they got it. The last guys got the levers out. So, I guess I was right the first time, where I'm gonna just have to have it all in the lid and then quick. Oh boys, this is gonna be a trick. It's not gonna go, is it? Just barely. Well, that wasn't good for you, but just bear with me. You're you're right in the way. There's one. Okay. Okay, maybe the trick is try a little at night. Oh, geez. There. Okay. Now, in theory, I could. That one ain't right. Oh, boys. I don't know that that one's right. So, definitely one of them's not right, because the levers don't line up. Well, that ain't right. I think it's that one. Let's put some bolts in just to see if it. Let's see how it looks when the bolts are in, is what I'm saying. Because right now, it seems like we're not just quite right. Is that gonna go in there? I don't know. I think my levers are gonna be fine, but I guess they're close. That one's gonna go in there. I gotta get that back one started on the other side though. And it's not gonna play nice, is it? I have a feeling what's going on is the dash is slightly bent down after its traumatic life in the junkyard through handling. That's what I'm guessing is taking place. All right. I don't know. I thought I had a 7/16 wrench here just now, but I guess it wandered off again. I like it when my tools walk away. They do that a lot. How are we doing, sports fans? After a little game of telling my brain the right size, I had this in my hand, then I put it down and got a different one. Then remembered I needed it. Yeah. But I needed to get in there to get those back ones. This is not a pleasant way to do this. but it's good to know that it can be done if you have to. You can get the lid off without pulling the hydraulic unit off, but it would be a lot easier. Pull the hydraulic unit off. Come on, baby doll. Alright. Let's do another test of our levers. Yep, that's gonna work. Now, well, we need to put our hydroelectric plug thing back in there too. That's pretty dirty. I'll have to clean up on it a little bit. And I forgot we got to get that screw out of that other cover. Alright, this is very rotten housing. Or not rotten housing, very rotten cord. But it's what we got. There we go. Put that down in there. What did Ross do with the bolt that came out of there? Should be laying right here, but I don't see it. I mean, I guess it's okay because we're gonna get it. We're gonna get the other one, right? Let's table that maybe for a minute. And let's put these on. They come so nice. This is a simple piece, not expensive, but it will save your hydraulic pump. That was the failure of many a hydraulic pump, was the boots getting bad, water running down the levers, going down in there, cracking the center plate of the pump. So sad. I don't know, it feels kind of easier to put the plate on before you do the thing. Maybe. I got the now I got the rubber behind that there. I'm struggling, friends. There we go. Should we put the other one on that far and then tighten it down just to make sure that for some stupid reason those two plates play nice with each other? Strange things like that happen, and I don't want to fight for no reason, you know. So I'm gonna do that thing. Put the second one on that far. And then attempt to get that started. Maybe. Well, wherever you are, person, I hope you're enjoying your levers you took off of this, because it's a lot of fun putting them back on. Nobody ever thought this tractor would see another day, but here it is. That's what's kind of neat about this. I don't know. Maybe someday, after you're in the cemetery, someone will bring you back around another time. It'll probably look something like this.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits?
Yep. There we go. All right. Let's put this back in. Well, I say that, but then I see crap in it. Let me clean on that a minute. All right. It ain't got no oil in it, but hey, I got the breather back on now. So that's good. We need to put the bolts in that electric thing, which I already said like 14 times and have never done it. And then we also need, let's get you out here to appreciate the beauty of this. All right, I have one knob and that's it. Unfortunate like, I don't know what happened to that other one. So I was gonna go back here to the part stash and see if I had another plain round black knob. Pretty sure that I do, but it may not be where I'm thinking it is. Let me go grab that, and I'll try to grab that other lid, and we'll get the bolts we need for the stuff and things. All right, I found that, and that's gonna come out easy. But let's take a break a minute. Let's do a sidebar. I was painting my little brake locks there, and then I got to thinking, hey, John Deere, it hasn't run for several weeks. Let's see if she don't fire up. That makes me feel good every time it starts because it never did that easy. So then that means our repair to it was really what it was. It's been sitting here. Give it a choke. Almost though. Yeah. Sweet. Well, that's awesome. Fuel now. I almost took it to the fair, but now I almost fell over backwards and killed myself, but I almost took it to the fair, but I thought, hey, it's been there the last 2 years, so try to rotate in some other stuff. But that's pretty sweet. Now we need to get that started. It hasn't been running a while. This hasn't been running a while. This one, we need to work on that gauge. I can't remember. I've run that 1800 a couple times, but it hasn't moved. I try to keep them all started every so often. Out of gas. Good deal. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, we're going to put, oh, I guess now I need both screws because we lost somewhere. Somehow we lost that other one that was in there. I don't know what I did. That's okay though. I've got them here. Ooh. I just realized this is going to be super difficult because of the Allen head. Well, not that. Because of the fact that the dash is right here. And the fact that it's actually kind of long. Well, that kind of blows, don't it? Pretty sure it needs to go there. Pretty sure I can't get it started. Oh, this is kind of silly. I was secretly hoping that other one had a block-off plate on it. Like this one has one block-off plate, and then I could have just put that on for now. Come on. So what's going on is it's off kilter enough that the rubber is like holding back on us, you see, thus creating a non-pleasant experience. Also, I somehow managed to instantly lose the Allen wrench that I had here for this very job. I love it when stuff like that happens. Boy, this simple project now turned into an ordeal. I thought it would be easy just putting a couple bolts in, but it is turning into a process. You know what maybe my problem is? Surely not, but it is. I got it backwards. Right? That's what happened. Right? The cord is supposed to face in. That's why everything is fighting me. I'm about 99% certain of that. We can look on another tractor before I pull it out, but I'm sure that's what it is. Yep, whoopsie. That's what happens when you got a connector that has equal pins all the way around. At least I think they were equal. Maybe I forced them to be equal, and that is going to now bite me in the Knudsen. No, they are not equal. Alright. Come in from this way. Now the holes are going to line up more better. As in the bolt holes. There. There it snapped in. Yep, now the bolt holes line up. Let's lay that aside. That is, we determined a factory key switch for these, so I can't remember. We'll have to look at the name in a minute on it. I can't remember. I want to say INDAC, but that's not it. That's what the new keys are. It's a HURD. H-U-R-D. It's exponentially more difficult with the hydraulic unit on the tractor, but it can be done. Alright. And we'll get that back. We'll get this cord out of the way at some juncture. Just throw it up in the air for now. Alright, well, we just solved a major problem that we were having, which was, you know, that being open to the weather. So that's good. Now I think one more thing for this video of, do we want to call it progress instead of sadness? I want to get the steering wheel off, and I want to heat up the screws that hold those wire plates on the axle so that I can get those out, because if I don't heat them now, when will I do that? Basically, it's got like tapered head screw that goes down in there, and I found that if you want to get them out reasonably intact, heat them red hot and let them cool, and then at least you can get them out of there. And then for the next installment of this tractor, we're going to have to clean this platform off, because we're going to put our different cover on and put our seat on and try to make it where it's a rideable machine, you know. and also drain out our diesel fuel that's been sitting in there and put in actual 80/90 so that it's the way that it ought to be. All right, let's turn some things to a liquid. Sure. Let's start with the important one, so in case I run out of welding gas. Time for a tip cleaning, and then we should probably also work on this port. Also time for hose replacement, because the one hose leaks a little if you hold it the wrong way. Cut that out. Quit that whistling. Come on, you. Give it up. Might as well just go ahead and heat that now too, because it's gonna also heat this. Underneath there is a couple springs that we'll inevitably need to replace. Yeah, quit your leaking. I guess I should go shut that off, or I'm going to be out of gas. The welding gas tickles my brain. Sure. Let's see about getting that over there. What's this? I think that's too big. But the fact that that nut's so rusty. Yow! That's a hot one. I got this nut. Is that the right size to go back on there? Yeah, that's good. Because I don't know that I ordered one. Now I need to get... I should have had the orange hammer, which I don't. Do I? No. It's far away from here. I know where it is. Perhaps we ought, well, I know I can get that off of there, but what if I would just do this? Since it's still warm down in there. Maybe that will pull some ZEP down in there. I don't know. It's always worth a shot, you know. It'll come. It'll come off. Come on. See? If I would have just left it sit a while, it probably would have come off easy too. The flaming steering wheel. Let's see if this will come out. Works like a charm every time. Heating that stuff up. We gotta let that cool now though. Let's try our light covers. See if we got that freed up. I don't know about the, there we go. That one came loose. Yep. Yep. Get in there good. Ooh, that one's gonna be. Alright, that one came loose. Not this one. Yep. I think we're good to go, friends. I've done a lot of these tractors, and if you want to get those out, heat them. That's the only way. You can jack around all kinds of different things trying to get those screws out, and you will make a mess for yourself. But if you just heat those heads up where they're glowing, let them cool, you can get that out every time. But yeah, I think we made some progress today. You know, we got our hydraulic unit back together, got our air cleaner on. I'm gonna hunt down a hose to fit between there. We've got steering wheel off. It'll be ready to put the new one back on when we get that all cleaned up and whatever. And then, yeah, we're on our way. Just little victories here and there, you know, that's what we're after. So I think we're gonna call this one here. Hopefully it was somewhat interesting, educational, probably not entertaining, but take what we can get, you know. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.